With the person of Jesus coverall, then you're going to have to write small. The boxes are not sizable with this one, so you're going to have to write small. You're going to have to summarise, please, because we have got quite a few slides to go through. So please keep your notes as short as possible, because we do want to do the last one as well today, at least start it. So top first box is actually for 2 slides. So there's not a lot of space, but the 2 slides are quite brief, and it's just about introducing this idea of Jesus as divine or human. So we start with a quote from Zeffirelli. So you can either paraphrase it, you can just put in the box the quote if you want, or you can write it really small, it's your choice. But Zeffirelli, who was an Italian state senator in 1923, says this quote. He said, "Christians have no problem accepting Christ as holy, as God, but they always have problems accepting him also as a human being at the same time." This is the first part of this topic. This topic is split into 3 sections. Christ or Jesus as divine human, Jesus as teacher of wisdom, Jesus as liberator. So this is to do with the first section, Jesus as human versus divine. And so what Zeffirelli is arguing there is Christians have no problem accepting Christ as holy, as part of God, as part of the Trinity. What they have problems with, or what they question, is how can Jesus be human at the same time? How can Jesus also be human? Within the same box then is just for these bubbles, and so you don't have to get them all down. These are just rhetorical questions that you can ask in your exam. You can never answer the question, was Jesus human, was Jesus divine? That's not the point. You're not going to conclude answering it. The conclusion is which argument is more convincing. So this is within the same box, please. Yeah, so same box. So was Jesus free to choose what he did? Did he know he was the Son of God? Was Jesus' knowledge human knowledge, or was it of all creation? What extent was Jesus' divine knowledge? Did Jesus know about God? Did he know? Could he hear things over the other side of the world? Did he know everything that was happening in existence? Did he know that he was the Saviour? So these are just a selection of questions to do with Jesus as human and divine. Once again, an examiner is not expecting you to draw conclusions. It's about you asking those right questions. How much was Jesus divine? How much was Jesus human? If Jesus was human, did he feel pain? Did he feel pain when he died on the cross? Etc, etc. The next couple of slides will help bring this together as well. So this is just about whetting your appetite, especially with things like an introduction. Box underneath then is separated as you see it on your page. You have the top part of this PowerPoint slide to go in the long thin bit. Jesus the Son of God then. This was a title given to Jesus in the NT New Testament and by the early church. The early church called him the Son of God. The New Testament called him the Son of God. This links to the ideas of Christian doctrine of the Trinity and the Incarnation. Incarnation meaning God becomes human, God becomes flesh. Jesus himself never called himself Son. Jesus never called himself Son. Jesus always, though, referred to God as Abba, which was Greek for Father. So Jesus called God Father, but he never ever referred to himself as Son. He was called Son by other people. So this goes in the long, thin part at the top, going into the 2 boxes underneath, obviously for human and divine. So if Jesus was human, there are a number of problems. If Jesus was both fully human and fully divine, a hybrid, don't call him that in the exam though. So if Jesus was fully human and fully divine, such as in Paul's writings, he said humans have sinful and corrupting natures. So, did Jesus have a sinful and corrupting nature too? If Jesus was human, think of Augustine. Augustine said we're all born with sin. Does that mean Jesus was born with sin as well? We don't know. You can ask these rhetorical questions in your exam.